Hello. Just checking in to give an update on my prolonged use of the M1 MacBook Pro 13-inch. For a little bit of context, I am a senior software engineer. I spend my days on MacBooks. I actually have this one, which is an M1 13-inch, as I stated. And then for my work, I have a 16-inch M1 MacBook Pro. I wanted to talk about the 13-inch mainly, as I've used it more. I've come to some more conclusions. During my first video, I kind of gave it a lot of praise. I was pretty impressed with it. Apple knocked it out of the park with this new system on a chip architecture, and I was able to do almost anything without much lag or any delay. And since then, a few things have changed. I'm still using it almost every day. I write code on a daily basis, both professionally and for a hobby. And this 13-inch MacBook with the 16 gigabytes of integrated RAM, it's starting to struggle a little bit. And I think part of that is because my use case has changed slightly, and that use case being my server that I was using to host my web application, and all of my Docker containers crashed. And so I moved all of my Docker containers to the MacBook. I thought, it's beefy enough, it can handle it. And unfortunately, doing that has caused me to realize that I might need a little bit more oomph in my my setup. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and start up my base Docker container system here, and we'll kind of see what happens here. CPU is pretty good right now. The containers are running, but if I go ahead and try to build my app, we can see that, especially IPA, which is Apple, if we go ahead and try to build this, typically this is when I see the huge spike in resource contention. Whenever I'm building an app, I'm pretty much locked down to doing that. If I try to do anything else, it's kind of buggy. Now that I'm recording, it's of course going to take its sweet time. Yeah, we don't need memory pressure. Okay, there's the memory pressure. Yep, there it is. So you can see the memory pressure starts building up here, which, you can kind of start to feel in lagginess. And here we go. Okay, yeah. So system is 70%, or system is 30%, users around 70. And this is, if I kick off a build and walk away, it's not a big deal. But if I'm building this and I want to go make some changes to some other things, it just becomes really annoying. So this may be an issue even with the M2, which is what I'm thinking about getting. I'm thinking about getting a 14-inch M2 Pro, so upgrading the chip and upgrading the RAM from 16 to 32 gigs to kind of alleviate this memory pressure that I'm having right here. I'm not sure if that'll fix this 0% idle. Typically whenever we're doing tasks, we want to utilize, all of the CPU available. But it just seems that whenever I'm trying to do this and other things, it just kind of bogs down. Let me move Xcode over to my other screen here and see if I can play around with it while it's building. Yeah, it's kind of laggy. Just moving around on like icons and files, it's kind of slow. Don't get me wrong, this is still a great laptop. I don't know when I will upgrade. I'm gonna continue to use this thing as long as I feel comfortable. But I've noticed that since moving my development to a local Docker instance here, and running these 5 containers, and I usually just run one set at a time. You can just feel the contention. Obviously, it would get worse if we open the simulator here, which it's taking its sweet time. Yeah, typically it launches a little bit faster. You can see the memory contention bump up there for a second. CPU, I wonder if we can see. Okay, so yeah, we did give the CPU some resources, so at least we're not blocking it completely. See if we can build this app while we... Okay. Yeah, we'll see how happy this is now that we've got all of this going on. And this may seem like overkill, but honestly, there's times where I do this. I will kick off a build. Let's say I finish a bug fix, and I'm going to go ahead and deploy that bug fix to prod. But while it's deploying, I want to start working on my next task, which may be a new feature, so it's obviously not going to be done as quickly as the bug. So I'm going to go ahead and release the bug first. And of course, I would like to be able to continue, and with this current with this current configuration, we struggle a little bit. I mean, we're swapping 2 gigs, so I don't know. Like I said, it's still an awesome setup. I definitely would use it for on the go, but that's why I'm thinking to get a 14-inch, because I like the smaller form factor, especially since I do a lot of my development. Like, I have things to go to for my kids, events. If they have practice or something, I'll just take the 13-inch laptop with me. But I don't think I want to have 2 personal MacBooks. Like I said, I have the 16-inch for business, from work supplied. But I don't think I want to manage 2 personal MacBooks. So I'll probably just go mid-range and go 14-inch. Go with the Pro chip with M2 revision, 32 gigs of RAM, and maybe it'll speed this up. Let me see here. So we're allocating 4% there. Virtual machine. I'm not sure which one that is. Thought there was a Dart task I just saw. But anyways, that's my update. Just some feedback from somebody that's used it for a while. My use case has grown, and so have the pain points. So if you're looking to get an M1, if you're just doing some light development, the 13-inch is definitely the guy to go with. If you want to spend the extra $100 and get the M2, I've heard that the read and write speed on the lower end chip is not as fast as the M1 version. Apple actually cut back on the performance of that. I can't speak to that myself. I've just seen videos. And then, of course, if you're doing some heavy lifting, you could also get an M1 that is discounted. I actually thought about getting one from Best Buy because they had one for clearance. It was M1 14-inch, 32 gig. I think it was $500 off. So I may end up going that route because the M2 is faster. But I think I'm just more running out of cores, trying to multitask, so having more cores is going to be better. So we'll see what happens. If you tuned in, thanks for watching, and catch you later.